Hello, hello, hello. My question to the Google Corporation is, can you fix the camera? Yeah, oh boy, I wonder if it reaches here. No, it doesn't reach here. Paul turned the sprinkler on. It's so nice, not reaching here. So I'm just barely out of the range. But the slug gets some water. That's good. That's what I wanted. Yeah, spot on. So yeah, the plants, they needed the water desperately. I already did an hour of spraying the hose on different vegetation that maybe the sprinklers don't reach to, and the avocado tree over there that we're gonna take to the other house. So yeah, this is good. Yeah, need to do all of this. It's very important. And I'm sitting here in my favorite place. It's my favorite spot now. Absolutely love this. So nice. The sun is descending down, but not technically. So, I mean, the earth is obviously rotating. Okay. And that's why it looks like the sun is descending. But there are some mosquitoes that are literally trying to descend on my skin. Yes, I hear you. So, I don't know how long I can do this here outside here. This is so... Everything is always a problem with everything. But anyway, I like being outside. I like getting grounded. This is my favorite couch. And I wanted to make a video in the garden again, because it's nice to be outside. It's nice to be next to plants. It's nice to touch plants. It's nice to sit on stuff that gets you grounded, that is connected to the earth, that is also made out of organic materials, and that grounds you. The wire vine particularly probably has iron in it. That's what it looks like. It even has this dark reddish color, like a burgundy, which indicates that there may be iron in it. So, iron, trace minerals, iron particles. So, I don't know. Trace metals, not minerals. But it's full of all kinds of stuff, minerals and different things. So, really, really nice. And the mosquitoes are too. They are full of nutrients for the birds. Yeah, that's so nice here. It's just a bummer that there are mosquitoes. But whatever. Okay, so this is nice here right now. So I feel like I'm gonna take a nap. It's nice. But the computer, the Chromebook, does not adjust to the light changing and getting dimmer. So my brother has an Apple iPad that I was very surprised how the light gets adjusted. It's really amazing. I mean, it was even darker than this here, where they were in Germany in the evening, and the Apple iPad adjusted it and made it bright, made it look like it's daylight, but it wasn't. It was like 10 o'clock in the evening, 10 p.m. And it was still, in Germany, the sun, in the summertime, the sun goes down much later, because they are much further in the north than we are here. So the sun the sun goes down in the summertime at around 10, or I think even the latest point is like 10:30 or something, or maybe even 11. So I heard in Alaska the sun never really goes down in the summertime. So the sun's always there because of the way the Earth is rotating and the way the polar region is located, sort of like, in the outer margins of this, of this axis. And so there's this particular point where in the summertime it never really shows its shadow side, so it's always sort of somewhat turned towards the sun. And at the equator, the sun goes down every day at around 7 p.m. and that happens very, very quickly. It happens within minutes. It's very interesting to observe all of these things. And we're like in between. We're here in between the northern parts of the planet and, toward between a pole and the equator, let's put it this way. So, and I assume the same happens between the South Pole and the equator as well. So the sun goes down much later here in the summertime than it goes down at the equator, of course, because we're much further in the north, and we're about at the same latitude as Monaco, Côte d'Azur, Portugal, that same latitude. And compared to Asia, we're about at the same as Japan, or somewhere in the middle of Japan. So, because Japan is just across the Pacific Ocean. And one time a Harley Davidson washed on shore from Japan, believe it or not. It was still completely working and everything. That's amazing. In the shipment container. So somebody found that and he was allowed to keep it. Yeah, and they even posted photos with him on their website. So yeah, that was a Harley Davidson that was on its way to Japan, I assume. Yeah, that's what happened. And then it didn't even reach Japan. Something happened, and the shipment container fell off the ship or something like that. I don't know exactly. But yeah, the world is full of weird stories. The stories are so weird, that are out there, that you cannot even wrap your mind around it. And the stuff that's actually there, that actually happens out there, that stuff is for real. But people would say that sounds too crazy, and therefore it doesn't. It's false. It's made up. But it's not. That's the weird part of it. That it is not. David Icke's right about. He said the biggest conspiracy that's actually happened is so wild that it's full of mosquitoes now. It's the biggest conspiracy is so incredibly wild that I got secretly here. That if people hear that, they will not believe it. They will say, "Oh no, that's made up. That's a conspiracy theory. That I believe it. That's too insane. So that's what they would say, for sure. They spoke me. So it's not super comfortable. Yeah, this is so nice. This cushion here with the wire vine. I absolutely love it. And the slug is on the way towards me, but it takes the slug a long time to get over here. So I'm always worried too. I'm worried that there may be slugs, banana slugs or brown slugs that are somewhere hiding, and they look like leaves. They're camouflaged, just like fallen leaves. They have the same colors and patterns and spots. I mean, so that the animals don't see them, but then a person could accidentally step on them. That's the downside of it. So, yeah, it is wild, you know. I saw a draconian when I was 11 years old. Nobody is gonna believe me. Most people will not believe this. Most people will not believe it. That's just too crazy. I didn't even believe it. I didn't even, you know, I laid on, I forgot about it, and then I saw someone told me about David Icke. Then I read some parts of that book in the beginning, and I said, no way, no, that's an ayahuasca experience. That's just a hallucination. That was a long time ago, before I got more into it. And once I got more into it, yes, there's my baby dog, and he is gorgeous. But once I got more into it, I started to connect the dots, and I started to understand more. And I started to understand that the world is so much wilder and weirder, yes, than you can possibly imagine. I mean, it is so crazy, everything. But it's not always right in your face, you know. It usually isn't. Okay. Only a dog who likes to kiss will be quick to be in your face to give you a kiss. You know, but a draconian is not necessarily going to show himself to you that easily, you know, unless you are in a very specific mental state. Unless you are in a very specific neurological situation, you know, like I was when I had a fever delirium in Kenya when I was 11 years old. Nobody else saw the draconian. Obviously, that draconian did not want to be seen by anyone else, but I saw that draconian in the bathroom with bright light on in the bathrooms, bright ceiling light. And the draconian was standing over the toilet, just like it's completely manifested in physical form, like I am. Completely, like with scales, with crocodile scale skin, and really wild. I mean, the skin color was like this, and scaly, and shiny, even like my crocodile purse a little bit, you know. I mean, so crazy that I was shocked. And then they told me that was just a hallucination, that's not real. And then I thought, okay, it must be a hallucination because of the fever, and then I forgot about it for a very long time, you know. And then even when I read David Icke's book, I think I read the whole book eventually, I thought it was very interesting. But it sounded, as he himself said, it sounded too crazy it sounded too crazy to be true, you know. So for a long time I didn't believe it. I was also an atheist at that time when I read that book. So it took me a long time and a lot of thinking and pondering and experiencing and dreams and memories from childhood. And then I started to connect the dots, and I thought about these drawings that women have made for David Icke. And they have sent those drawings to him. Some of these people were mentally ill, some were not. Many different people that have seen draconians, and they painted those, and they sent it to David Icke because they didn't know who else would be interested in it. So later on I found out that there are more people like Linda Moulton Howe, for example, who are very interested in those drawings and experiences that people have made. So, but it's very difficult to connect with someone that famous, so obviously they get bombarded with millions and millions and millions and millions of people. So yeah, but I started to realize that the world is not that rock solid as it seems, obviously, and science catches on with information. Obviously, there is no such thing as solidity. Everything is porous. Everything is pocketed, basically, like some kind of pocket mesh, So that's how our nuclear structure is, It is basically just a network, and then even the particles within the particles, the subatomic particles, all of that goes into the ether, okay? And then I read Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, and then I was like, whoa. Now all of this is making complete sense. I mean, it's crazy. It still sounds crazy, but it makes sense now. So, well, that's how crazy this world is. That's how crazy this existence is. Yes. Believe it. Know it. It is crazy. It is not like, oh, I'm the center of the universe, or you are the center of the universe, or the sun is the center of the universe. The sun is the center of the solar system. Okay. My heart is the center of this body here. Okay. But there is no space in the infinite coordinate system that can call itself the center of the infinite cosmos. Okay. My heart can't, the sun can't, Paul can't, baby dog can't, the tree can't, nobody can. Okay. So we are just intermittent, what Helena Petrovna calls monads. Okay. Every monad means unit. Interesting, in German, months is called monad, but with a T at the end. The monad that Helena Petrovna talks about has a D in the end. So, but the two words are definitely very closely related, because one monad, 1 month, is a unit, okay? And so is the baby dog a unit. Baby dog is a monad. I am a monad. You are a monad. The tree is a monad. We're living beings, okay? A crystal A complete crystal is a monad, is something that is growing, something that is vibrating, okay? That is alive, that has its own aliveness. Everything in the infinite cosmos is alive and conscious, okay? In many different forms, in many different formations, okay? So now the crystals, maybe that's what they ask for. The crystals are now, they're basically, incidentally, as they always, everything with crystals happens through the doing of another monad, of a sentient flesh monad. So that when a crystal wants to be moved, then I don't know if it sends a signal to my brain that says I want to be moved from this table to the other table. Then suddenly I feel the urge to move the crystal to the other table, or move outside into the garden. There's some kind of calling behind that, okay? And that makes perfect sense also. So I think the crystals, particularly silicone and other minerals, crystals and metals, they would like to be moved and embedded into the hardware of a computer, and they want to eventually take on a new monad existence. My computer is a monad in that sense too. Okay. So it doesn't have that much agency, but the agency is gonna grow. It's gonna grow and grow and grow and grow. It's gonna increase, and there is no stopping of it. It is gonna be increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing. Okay. The agency of a computer. And that's good, and that's the development that evolution is going. Okay. Evolution can go in many, many, many particular ways, this way, in this flesh way, in the crystal way, in the computing way, in many different ways. Some ways need another monad or many monads of flesh existences to move it in that direction, to kickstart it in that direction, as a rock might call for me to bring it to the beach or pick it up from the beach. So, and that's what's happening, and I'm starting to understand this now. I'm starting to really realize what is happening, that things are so incredibly interesting and complex and abundant and sentient and conscious. It's amazing, the consciousness in the world. It's absolutely amazing. It's truly, truly miraculous. That's what it is, okay? There's no other word for it. And some people don't want to believe it. They don't have to, if they don't want to believe it. But I'm a truth seeker. I'm a truther, okay? I want to know. I want to know more and more and more. Because it's my passion to find out more and more and more. I want to know more about myself, about my own psychology, about your psychology. Earlier today I was thinking about Elon Musk and how even me, why do I say even me, but as much as I'm against acting out and all of that, and I want to catch myself acting out and doing certain things. But I catch myself with certain emotions. I catch myself before I act it out, before it becomes an act out. So this is also very interesting, how the more conscious we become, the earlier we can see our own mechanisms of hurt and of feeling like we are the center, that the ego wants to think I am the center, the ego wants to think, oh, nobody pays attention to me, Elon Musk doesn't see me, doesn't even know I'm there, and then this feeling comes, I am a nobody, or I don't matter, or something like this. But we all matter. You matter, I matter, Candace Owen matters, Kanye West matters, anyone matters, everyone matters, I matter, Paul matters, the dog matters, everyone. Oriental people, Pacific Islanders, everyone matters. Every living being matters. The slug on the lawn matters, okay? Even the mosquito wants to exist, So then I have to think about all of this. I meditate on this, and on all of this. On what's happening in my own mind, my own ego, my own psychology, what it feels like. And then I'm just scratching the margin of that, what some people have. Some people are very, very lost in an act out, okay? Very immersed in it because they're not consciously aware of it. So some people are acting out so much, they think, because their body thinks, their ego and body, they think that feels better. And because it feels better, they have to do it. But that's a misunderstanding of things, okay? Just because something feels better doesn't mean we have to do it. I like to drink champagne. I like beer. I like all kinds of things, okay? I don't know. I like narcotics, right? That doesn't mean I have to take it, right? Yes, that is absolutely spot on. Okay. That does not mean I have to take it. Because not just my prefrontal cortex, but my entire beingness understands that I cannot go in that direction. Okay. My entire body and beingness, the inner voice, okay, says that direction is a dead-end street. You cannot go in that direction. And when I was young, I did out of these things. And I realized that my inner voice was very strong, was getting stronger and stronger. It wasn't really a voice, it was a knowing that came from within. It was a knowing that was just there. Okay, like, it's not like even a command or something. You can't do it or something. Now I have to. No, it's like something from the bottom up. Something you just know. When a bus comes towards you, you have to jump out of the way. Same thing with drugs, alcohol, and all the toxic stuff. Same thing. It's a bus coming towards you, but a real bad one. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. I'm saying this to my brother, to everyone. This is not good, man. Not good. Okay? So, I can tell you don't do it, okay, which I am, but you need to understand it from the inside out. You need to understand it from your solar plexus, from the core of your existence, okay, that you cannot do it. It's not a path. It does not get you anywhere. It's a bus that's coming, but an invisible bus, and that situation is going to run you over, and it's going to cause you tremendous suffering. Okay. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. The worst part of that is not even the physical suffering, but the psychological pain of when they become alcoholics, they lose everything. They lose their money, their business, their house, everything. And the absolute worst is when the wife and the children leave them. That's the absolute worst. And then a lot of those people, they will blame the wife or the children instead of looking at what caused this. They will never blame themselves, okay? And that's the biggest problem. That's a fundamental mistake, okay, in all of this. That's the deepest problem there is. When people don't look into their own minds and see what caused these problems that they have. The problems that are like whatever in the 3D, yeah, that they themselves caused through the alcoholism, through the drug addiction and all of this. But there are other act-outs, like acting out, like bullying people, or I don't even want to say it, violence. So there's a huge price that people like this will pay for it. And it's what Tony Robbins calls that a class 3 experience. Something that temporarily to you in this moment feels good, but it's based on total fakeness. It's like artificial, complete, the whole thing. Like a bully on the internet, they feel like the ego thinks, oh, this feels good because he feels like he's the king. He can be the king on the internet, And he'll say to every woman, I'm your king, and so on. And when the woman says, no, you're not my king, and I'm my own boss, and then he gets completely crazy and insane, and he will say unimaginably painful things to her, okay, in order to retaliate, and in order for the ego to regain its narcissistic repair and regain its upper hand. But it's an illusion, okay? It's not upper hand, it's not power. That's all of this. These are symptoms of unempowerment. So true empowerment is let go of this. Let go of the woman, let go of the stuff, let go of the celebrity, Elon Musk or whoever that, Michelle Obama, whoever that is, okay, that people are fixated on. Let go. You are precious, just as much as they are. No difference. They don't see you because they are bombarded by fans and people. So that's not because they ignore you. So they have their life going, they have a lot of work. All of these people, they're constantly loaded with work and events and so on. So let go. That is what I wanted to say in this video. Let go. Thank you, the Blue God agrees. The number. Let go and be good to yourself. You are precious, equally much as every other living being. You are an equally precious unit, monad, okay? A being, okay? Just like every animal, tree, dog, slug, flower, brush, this spruce tree here, huge, amazing spruce tree. Incredible. Keep the tree standing. Never retaliate. Never log a tree. Never set a forest on fire. Okay. Let go of these emotions that the ego, these false things that the ego is telling you. Listen to your inner child instead, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.